Alright, so here we are. So this is a little rant against Netflix called the Castlevania series. I'm gonna give a little context first. The Castlevania series on Netflix is an adaptation from the Castlevania Konami video game series, and it's being adapted by Garth Ennis, and it is a shit show. I'm gonna explain why in the next few minutes. So Garth Ennis, for those who don't know him, is a renowned comic artist and writer. He's the author of The Boys and uh, another media along the lines. But I'm gonna focus on his one aspect of him that is ruining the series. That is his anti-religious sentiment, which is taking the spirit away of what Castlevania series meant to be on the video games. He's really well known for his anti-clerical, anti-Christian, anti-religious message. Not that I have something against that, because that's not new, first of all, and secondly, is it shouldn't be a problem that you take another media and try to adapt it. Meanwhile, as long as you are respecting the context it was written, right? I don't care if you take a piece of media and remake it or remaster it, but you still have at least the core of the series and you implement it. That's okay. You can make adaptations, you can adapt a few things, but like you keep the essence of whatever thing you're doing intact. Because that's the point. You're just presenting the same product with a different light. But Garth Ennis didn't do that with this series. He just infused the series with his anti-Christian, anti-clerical, anti-religious vibe. He's presenting strong arguments in the series, but like he just makes the church and the religious people like dumb. Which is my main rant because and not because I'm Christian or religious myself, which I am, not because of that, because that's nothing. I mean, I get things worse than that. I mean, I get worse insults than that. I don't care about that. But the thing is, like, it doesn't make sense from a simple logic aspect and from the video game series logic as well. So he's extracting the main argument of the video game series and replacing it by his own views, which is why he's at fault in this. So let's start at the beginning. We see that Dracula was a really smart, strong guy, minding his business in his castle. Nobody mess with him. He doesn't mess with nobody. Everything's fine. Then we have this girl that goes to him and she wants to learn science from him because he has pretty advanced laboratory and she wants to experiment, wants to advance her knowledge, how to heal people, and everything like that. And Dracula's accept. They fall in love eventually, and they have a kid, which is Albert. And everything's fine. For a few years, nothing happens. Then suddenly, while she's curing people, the church just finds out that she's using magic, and that makes them angry. And they just decide to burn her down like a witch. Which this is the first thing that doesn't make sense in the series because the church use witches. They use witches since the beginning. In the video game series, they use witches, I guess, even before Belmont, which is in Castlevania 3, I guess, where they use Alucard, one of Belmont's antecessors, successors, I don't know which one it is, if it's Julius or just one of them, and they use Bill Nates, which belongs to a witch clan. Not even one random witch. They know about witches. They know about the clans and the tribes, and they use it because they are not fighting against witches at all. Their main concern is Dracula. And Dracula in the series as well is not portrayed as the same as the video game series because of the video game series. he's well. Let me just give you more context. In the Netflix series, they kill her wife, they burn her down, and then when he noticed, when they tell him that they killed his wife, he gets angry, and then he start promoting like, yeah, I'm gonna kill all humanity for what they have done, etc., etc. And that's another mistake that Garth Ennis does because Dracula doesn't want to kill all the people in the world. They don't. He doesn't want to destroy humanity. He just wants to rule over them. And not even just humanity, he wants to rule over the world. And that's something to make a little emphasis because on the Castlevania series, he's not abide, he doesn't abide by himself in this world. He's not tied in this world by his own power. In fact, in the series, multiple times, he's always in a weakened state because he's not here by his own choice. He's being brought up by people, by humans, the same humans that Netflix want to be killed. On the video game series, they are the ones that want Dracula to come back and take things on his own hands. It's like we want you to be ruling here. We want you to be the lord of all of us, the lord of the world, the real lord, or whatever, whatever. The people willing for the darkness to take over the whole world, and that's the main enemy the church has. The church is fighting against Dracula not because they want to kill him, it's because they want to stop him from ruling over the world and want to stop evil from spreading. And that's evident in a lot of video games adaptations as well. But Dark Guardian didn't just take that, swipe his ass with all that lore, and he implemented that Dracula just wants to kill people, like irrationally. And it doesn't make sense with the character because you establish at first that there was a really wise, rational man in the beginning. He was a science man. He doesn't make sense to go in a ranting, killing spree of destruction and chaos because that's not his jam. He's really meticulous with his procedure. Dracula is not a crazy guy that goes killing. In fact, he doesn't kill. He sends other people to do the killing, and that's fine. I mean, like that's at least they got that right from the series. Dracula doesn't go in a spread of killing himself. He just has his monsters at his command. He does. He commands them, and and that's about the church the church role in the guard any series. Then it doesn't make any other sense that the church is after Belmont, which makes less sense because it's the church that contracts Belmont to do the job. Is by their contract, and they in fact the church is the one that Galvani, I guess one of the engineers of the church, that makes the vampire killer. He creates the vampire killer and gives it to the Belmont and makes a magical bond, I guess, that only Belmonts can use it. And it's a major point in many video games of the series of Konami series is that only the Belmonts can use the vampire killers. There have been every now and then another vampire killer uh, clan or family, like cousins or something like that. But because they are not Belmont direct descendants, they cannot use the vampire killer because it already has that magical bond with the Belmonts that was installed by the church engineer Galvani, something like that. I had to check it out. But the thing is, like, it was the church that provided the means and utensils that the Belmonts used. In fact, the holy water, the crosses, all are provided by the church. The Belmonts went into this business because of the church. They are not hunting the Belmont. It doesn't make any sense, especially when they're the only ones that can use the vampire killer. Alright, then we go and see later in the series that Dracula doesn't make his choice by his own. He gathers a clan, and the clan then he rules the clan, but still he has to coordinate with them how it's gonna be, how they're gonna what they're gonna do. That's something that also doesn't make sense at all because On the video game series, the power that Dracula has is centralized. If he gathers the other vampires lords, will be like his minions. He doesn't need to consult his actions to anyone. He doesn't need to coordinate with nobody. He just has to command them that this is what we're gonna do, and you're gonna do it, and that's it. The power decentralization that we experience in the Netflix series is awful. Dracula starts being a second great character. I'll let me guess, like at the fifth episode, something like that. After the main arc is dispatched in the first season, like he doesn't care, he doesn't matter anymore. We just get rid of Dracula, we put him with a triumvirate, which never existed in the series and doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Not that I hate the idea of the triumvirate, because there has been other vampires that took over Dracula's castle and took his power to their own greed and need. It has happened before. Castlevania, the castle, can obey other people. It's not as easy because they had to really go and overrule the castle by themselves. They tried to contain its power so they can control it themselves. They had to be really powerful vampires. They are not like any run of the mill. They had to be really powerful, like in a magical sense. Otherwise, any vampire would just like not use it. And that's one of the main things that we should be doing with Dracula. Well, that's all for now, and I hope you see you next time.